Oh, there we go. Okay, I think we have audio now. All right, take a sec. Okay, guys. If the audio is working, that'll be good news. So the main thing that I want to do today, yeah, let me know. Let me know if it comes through because I'm like, there's always going to be a delay from one to the other. So this is something we're going to be doing more often. This is our first time, so we're kind of like keeping it a little on the quiet side. Didn't even tell anybody that we were doing it just because we want to get used to being on camera, being in front of here. We got Bree in the background. We have a bus cam that I'm going to try to get working here so you can always see what's going on around the bus. But for whatever reason, it's just refusing to work at the moment. And I guess that's how things go whenever you... Oh! We have bus cam. Okay, sweet. So we have bus cam going on. We got Bree over here, Archie, and then we're babysitting a pup. Where's the pup at?
Right there on the floor.
Oh, okay. We have another pup right over here.
So shaky. It's like really bad.
You just want to keep it on you there? We got Bree in the background. So yeah, we'll always have two cams going on. You guys just tell me what you want to see. What, babe?
Can you move the mic so that I can see the screen?
Yeah.
I can't see it. Okay, yeah.
So what I want to do today, I always want to pick some kind of a subject to talk about, and what I want to talk about today
Wait,
is...
why is it going all over the place?
That was earlier. Bree, don't get distracted. This is what's going live right now.
I'm so distracted.
This is a lot for Bree. It's a lot for me too. I want to talk about Starlink a little bit. If you guys follow us on Instagram, we just posted a reel talking all about Starlink. I don't know if many of you are travelers. Also, I'm like watching the chat. So if you are travelers and you're curious about Starlink, you don't have to be a traveler. You could just be in a really rural situation. Starlink has been incredible for us, and we've been on it now for like 6 months. So we're going to be talking about Starlink. We're going to talk about why we're staying in Oregon for the frigid cold winter that's coming down upon us, whether we like it or not. It was actually snowing for like most of the day. We have our wood stove going. Here we go. Get your little wood stove action here.
Oh, I feel like the main cam is on me though.
That's the additional cam. Yeah, that's just that's the bus cam. So, yeah, so we have multiple sources of heat, and that's how we're going to try to power through this winter. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about when we're finally going to be leaving Oregon and kind of what our plans are after that.
Hey, Hive Drive.
Hey, what's up, Hive Drive? We see you guys. And then, Bree, a thing that you can definitely do is keep track of the live chat.
I'm trying.
And, yeah, you can speak to them. They should be able to hear you. Can you guys hear Bree okay? Say something to the mic. I know you're a little further away, but they should be able to hear you. Can you say something, Bree?
Hey. What's up, Bart?
Can you guys hear her okay? Let me know in the chat. Anyway, let's dive right into it. Let's start talking about Starlink and just how phenomenal it's been. It's been so good. I've been able to do things like this right here. This is possible because of Starlink. This is something I honestly wish I was getting paid for, to like talk about and to refer other people, because I would push this out so hard. I'd be making so much money because I'm going to sing the praises of Starlink until eternity. So I don't just want to talk about it though. I want to show you guys like how good it actually is. So I guess first thing, does anybody actually have any questions about Starlink? Is anybody like thinking about it? Because I think most nomads are just like, yeah, obviously we're going to get Starlink. So let me know that. Again, we have like a little bit of a delay, so we'll work on that. Huh?
Should I scoot over? Because we're like...
You're on
top
this
of me,
one.
Though.
You're on the main cam, Bree.
No, we can see both of us, though, on the main one, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, I'm on the main cam?
Yes, they see this, all of that.
Why am I on the main cam?
Because
and
this is
Devin's
bus
the one
cam.
that's talking.
Well, I don't know. Because they can ask to see anything. So if they want, you can take them around and you can show them, like, not too far, but yeah.
Wait, but that's the camera over there that we should be looking at if we're talking.
This is the main cam. No, you can talk to either. They can hear you in this one, so you can look to that camera. Sorry, guys. This is all new to us, but really fun. How is Starlink doing on the East Coast? Okay, that's Hive Drive. We weren't in the East Coast whenever we got it. I got it in Arizona, and it was not that great in Arizona when I first got it, and I think it's because there was a huge influx of Starlink users. And a quick little lesson about internet that you guys probably already know, but essentially the way it works is there are multiple servers, and in this case there are satellites that operate at those servers where all of the users communicate to those satellites. So if you have like 10 users in an area versus somewhere close to a city, like we were near Phoenix, then you've got maybe, I don't know, 20,000 users all sharing the same satellites. So Starlink, just like any other internet, is always going to be dependent on like how close to a metropolitan area that you are. The East Coast, I mean, I would say if you're just in more rural areas, it's always going to do better because there are just less users, less bandwidth. So that means higher speeds for you. You get to take up a larger chunk of the satellite. So Arizona, it wasn't great, but they put out more satellites, and I'd say now it's like doing a lot better. Anyway, I want to do a few speed tests. I could even show you guys gaming. I don't think most of you care about gaming, but I will say that's something that's going to be on our channel a little bit more later. And yeah, so let's move into, let me see if I can get this all to work here. This is going to be a challenge for all of us. Let's see, switch to screen share. Yes, look at that. Okay, that worked. I feel like I should add in the bus cam though. Cause like, what is this without Bree front and center? Just not even worth it if you ask me.
Oh, thanks, Hive Drive.
What's that?
You just gave some moolah.
Oh my goodness, you stop that right now. So here's the, well, let me add her real quick. I'm slightly panicking for some reason. Bus cam, there we go. I'm gonna do this stuff live so you guys can see what's going on here. So we'll just move that down, and now we're both there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and run some speed tests first. I can probably show you guys both. We'll show you like the AT&T running off my phone, and then what Starlink is actually doing right now. Talk a little bit about price and stuff as well, because I know always incognito. That's right.
Kelson Jake, panic.
Panic? Oh yeah, lots of panic.
Lots of panicking.
I'm all about the panic. Now we're there now though. So what I usually use is either speedtest.net or fast.com. Either one of these are pretty good, and we'll just let this puppy run. Dude, that's pretty nice. So right now we're getting 88 megabits per second. One of the things, like especially you nomads, when you're thinking about internet, you cannot rely just on speed tests though. Like this is an amazing speed test. The way that fast.com works is it finds like, it's ran by Netflix, so it finds your closest like Netflix server, and there are a ton of those. So that's usually a really good indicator of like how good the internet's gonna be. But whenever you're like actually downloading stuff, it is a lot different. So like, is anybody else here getting Starlink? You guys already have Starlink? I know like Hive Drive, you guys are mobile. What?
99 cents. Panic. Face. Panic face for 99 cents.
Panic face, man.
I love it.
I know I need it. So maybe I need to get some like, get our own emojis eventually of just like panic. It also doesn't help that the wood stove is like right here. It is so hot in here, guys. So half of it is
we're
like
about to strip.
my nervousness, and the other half is just like literally being on fire right now.
We started like bundling up, like we're wearing hoodies obviously, and we're like, I have the blanket, I'm drinking hot tea, and then we were like, let's stoke the fire because it's getting so cold, and now we're like burning up. So
Yeah, it's 1,000,000 degrees in here.
ask us how many heaters we have in here. How many do you think?
How many are running? Yeah,
Like
that's the
heat
question. How many?
sources.
Well, that's the next thing we're going to talk about for sure. I want to talk a little bit about that, about how we're going to stay warm. It's already, I think the rest of the week, the lows are already in 20 degrees. And I know most nomads, like a lot of you just like go wherever the weather is good. Bigger faces or riot?
Yeah, okay, so I asked in the comments, like, what do we think of the split screens? Like, do we like it? Do we not like it? And Kelson J said, it's cool, but I want to see your beautiful faces bigger.
How's that? Now you can see, like, all Brie. In fact, here.
Oh, gosh, don't. No.
How's that? Much bigger. Okay. So, yeah, I'm getting this set up because eventually I am going to be game streaming. I know that's going to be, like, a much different audience, which is totally fine. It's going to be some growing pains.
Bigger faces or riot.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome.
Bart is saying we have 5 heaters.
5 heaters. That's a lot of heaters, Bart. No, we don't have 5 heaters. So, all right, let's go ahead and talk about the next subject. Didn't seem like anybody was like too crazy interested. But if you guys have other questions about Starlink, I'd literally love to talk about them. We can show download speeds. We could do everything. So let's move on to like how we stay warm in a bus, because I think most people, like I said earlier, I think most of them are, we just move. We're nomads, so like why stay somewhere where it's freezing cold? Well, for me, I really like to snowboard. What? I missed the joke. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, Alyssa in the house? Man, we got a lot of cool people in here. Thanks for hanging out, friends. Again, like, don't feel like you need to stay. This is more of a proof of concept, getting everything working, making sure stuff is going to run okay. I will be doing, like, again, game streams and stuff in the future. But for now, I just want to talk about why in the world we're going to be staying in Oregon. I know, that's right. Us plus a bus. Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit, too.
I don't want to talk about it.
Why not?
I'm pretty upset that I'm not going, so...
Yeah, she would love to be in Florida, but I will be flying down to Florida to hang out with us plus a bus for a little bit, work on some solar stuff, which is like one of my
like Florida.
favorite things. I like Florida more now.
No, he doesn't.
I do. I like Florida more now. All right, so, but let's get to the subject of why in the world we would stay election coverage. You know, Light Dark, that I just love politics. But let's get to why we would stay here. Last year we stayed in Arizona. We did the whole snowbird thing. We went... Where did we go from? We went down to Arizona, stayed there. That was coming from Maine, I think, right? Babe?
Sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm getting really distracted. We're babysitting this dog.
Killing this live.
And he's peed twice in our bus already.
Hey, come here.
What are you doing?
Come here. Come here. Like, this is why we have bus cam right here. Hi, puppy. We're babysitting this little cutie. Look at that. Bus cam for the win. You guys like bus cam? Ooh, what do we do to keep from the water freezing? Basically nothing. I think I mentioned this with you, Alyssa. I think it was Chuck was doing his video about insulating properly and running your water lines like not in the outer wall. Well, unfortunately, I didn't have a Chuck when I built this bus. I didn't have a Chuck, okay? And so I built all of my water lines in the wall except for the one that comes directly from the tank. So it essentially it'll freeze if it gets like below 10 degrees, which is pretty dang cold. I don't think it's going to happen a lot here, but we'll figure that out as we go. But this year, I want to stay here because I like to snowboard, and I didn't get to go but like 1 week last year. She likes to ski, right, Bree? Every once in a while, you gotta peek in here and talk to the peeps.
Well, I know, but it's like a lot of comments.
I know.
And then I feel like we've already like changed the subject 50 times.
Yeah, we did. Yes, Light Dark, that is a Pomeranian. He is like the cutest little pup, and they're trying to talk us into taking it. Yes, we do. We all need a Chuck in our lives. I think that would make our lives a lot better. So yeah, our water freezes pretty much every year, especially since we built the bus in Illinois, and people don't know just how cold winters in Illinois get. They get ridiculously cold. So what we have instead are 3 sources of heat. I know Bart, you guys 5 earlier. I wish 5. That's insane. But we have the diesel heater. Literally, this is why I love the bus cam. Check this out. So we have the bus heater right here. You can see both of the vents. I know they look close, but that one is actually to direct towards the front when I'm driving. Then we have option number 2, which is our lovely, lovely wood stove heater. And then all the way in the back, you're not going to be able to see it, but all the way in the back, we have our mini split that works as a heat pump. And then the biggest issue with the heat pump is it takes a lot of electricity. So we had to have multiple options. I'm a huge fan of making sure that we have multiple different options in case one thing fails. So if our power goes out completely, we still have the wood stove and the diesel heater. It just runs on 12 volts, so even if we have like no power, that thing would still be able to like trickle power off of the batteries. Even if that goes out, we still have the wood stove. So there's an option. Yeah, I see somebody from Rockford, Illinois in here. Skips, man, you totally understand.
Yo, we've done 2 Illinois winters.
Hey, what's up, Jose? Thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for hanging out. No, a lot of comments. No, this is slow comments. All right, I don't know what that means. Yeah, love Illinois. Great place. No, I'm just kidding. It's not a great place. That's why I'm not there anymore.
Oh.
Sorry, Skips, if you're a big fan of Illinois.
Big Illinois fans.
Yeah,
really,
right.
guys? Why?
No, they're lying. Illinois sucks. Yeah. So anyway, multiple options for everything I think is always a good way to go. So for water, it has gotten to the point where we've literally lived out of like 2-gallon jugs before.
I kind of forgot about that.
I know. You just like bury it deep down inside.
And I feel like we've just done so many things in the bus already that like it's hard to remember what really happened in the beginning.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
been
all
over
blur.
3 years since we've been living in the bus.
Yeah.
So yes, we've definitely had some hard times. The water freezes for like more than a day or two. We just like live out of water jugs, and we'll go to Planet Fitness. Like this is the dirtier side, I guess, of bus life, but yeah, that's been a part of it. But I want to stay here. I love the cold. I love snow as long as there's something to do. That's why Illinois sucks, because it just gets cold, and that's it. And Skips, you know I'm right. You know I'm telling the truth. Because it just gets
from New Zealand.
brutally cold and there's nothing to do. So at least out here it's going to get brutally cold, but there'll be like fun stuff to do. Snowshoeing and snowboarding, skiing. So that'll be a good time. We're probably going to leave here beginning of January. So we're going to try to stick it out for another 2 months, which could get pretty brutal. So we'll keep it updated. Like right now the temperature in here, that cannot be right. Really sits at, because that's just ridiculous.
A little bit lower.
Yeah, well, yeah, all the heat collects up here,
Oh,
so
I'm
maybe
like,
it
that's
is.
not
It
even
probably
that
is a
much
lot.
lower, though.
Northern Ontario winter. You're kidding me.
Oh, Alyssa, we are in Oregon till like January 7th or 8th.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
hit
talked
the-
about it a little bit. That we're gonna that's gonna be the start of our ski snowboard trip, which we're like super pumped to do. We're hoping to get some skiing and snowboarding before that, but we're gonna be leaving January 7th. Heading out of here, heading into Boise. So, like, if you guys have some good Boise recommendations, definitely drop those in the comments, because we've never been to Idaho before. Like, we want to see everything we can in southern Idaho. We'll be going through Boise, probably near, like, Twin Falls, and then we'll drop down through Salt Lake City. And, yeah, great skiing and snowboarding there. I can't wait. Yeah, we do. A ceiling fan would be great. I haven't seen many in a bus, but that would be nice. Oh no. Yeah, we are currently right now we're plugged in because we're at a hip camp location. So here's a cool tip for you guys that are nomads or want to be nomads. This is something that Brianna basically figured out on her own, because whenever you're working like she does, she works as a traveling x-ray tech. And Bri, do you want to talk about it a little bit, or do you want me to keep rambling?
What are you talking about?
You being an x-ray tech?
Yeah, what about it?
Just the kind of workaround with hip camp that we usually do.
Oh, yeah. So we get this question a lot. Like, where do we park for our, like, long-term stays? And I've always used HipCamp. Do you guys know what that is? Hipcamp.com. If you don't, let me know in the comments. Maybe I should drop the link here, but hipcamp.com is where I find all long-term parking, and I just reach out to the host and ask them if they'd be willing to host us for a long-term stay. I tell them who we are and what we're doing in the area, which is I'm going to be working at the local hospital. And it's worked for us every time, and we just pay a monthly rent to be on someone's like residential property through HipCamp. And should we tell them how much we pay?
Yeah, we're always gonna be like super transparent. But we pay at this spot here, we pay $5.50 a month. That's not with electricity. She actually tried to charge less, but I was like, this is way too cheap. That's the other
Especially
great
for
thing.
Bend.
Yeah. Oh, for people don't even know. For Bend, it's like $1,500 a month for a small apartment here.
2,000.
I'm talking about for like a 1-bedroom. But yeah, it's much more common to have like
Yeah,
a
they have
$2,000 apartment. And so, yeah, that's the great thing. Basically, you just get on HipCamp, you circumvent it a little bit, and like, hey, can we just stay there like monthly? And the great part is you always get to create like really awesome relationships with, if you're into that kind of thing, right? I guess. But we like to create community and relationships with the people's property that we stay on. So it's always kind of fun to get to know them, and a lot of times they just like need stuff done on the property, and we'll charge you like almost nothing.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And then if you guys don't know much about like travel nursing, or I'm an x-ray technologist, so travel x-ray tech, I get a like housing stipend. So the way that we look at it, with the amount of money that I'm making each week, we use that housing stipend to pay rent on whoever's property we're staying on, and we've paid anywhere from $450 to $900 a month while being on contract. So that's a huge range, and it's just been different every time in different states where we're at. So
you hear Archie snoring
You're
right
good.
now? Can you guys hear that?
He is snoring so loud. And he's twitching. Archie, are you having a bad
He's having a bad dream. We could get the bus cam on him. Oh no, Archie. But oh yeah, I saw Bart. Look at it. Archie, what's up, dude?
Are you okay?
What's up, dude?
You're really snoring.
I also saw Bart pointed out that Liv, a good friend of ours, all of ours in the lineup and a lot of the community, she is starting a YouTube channel. So definitely subscribe. He dropped a link already. Go click that and sub and watch out for her video coming tomorrow. I'm going to assume everybody in here already knows about the lineup. If you don't, you definitely need to check it out because every Sunday a group of really cool creators release videos all together, like one after another after another. So usually it starts at like 4 Central, not Central, that's where Illinois is and that's not where we are, at 4 Pacific, and then they just kind of direct you to the next person. I think Bart always starts it off, so be at Bart's channel at 4 pretty much every Sunday. Oh, hey, Liv. Liv is in the house. What's up?
Hey!
She heard her name and came running.
That's awesome. Hey.
Yeah, light dark. The space that we have, so we pay $630. We just added electricity because we didn't need it all summer. There was like a ton of sun. We can run our AC and everything off solar. We didn't need it until the past, I think, say like a month ago. We had somebody basically babysit our bus when we went to Gutted season 2, which was super fun. But yeah, so since we had her babysit, we didn't want to have to worry about like, oh hey, make sure you don't run the dryer past 8 p.m. And we just like plugged her up and let her use whatever she needed to. Yeah, that's another thing we're starting to get really excited for is Gutted season 2. I think it's going to be coming out a lot sooner than we all expected. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, where can they go to check out Gutted? I don't know if it's...
Does it say how long we've been on here?
Yeah, I don't know if we should like wrap it up at some... Well, obviously at some point we're going to wrap it up. It does not. I was just gonna go for 50 hours is what I was planning on. Nathan, what's up, dude? Thanks for joining the stream.
Hey,
what kind of job do you have, Nathan? Just curious. And absolutely, Liv. Like that's what we do. We all like that's what community is for. Nobody needs to start alone. Oh, hi, Mom. Mama Nomad is in the house.
What up, Mama Mag?
It's okay. We didn't know we were going live either, to be fair. So you're not alone in this. It's at Blank Space, yeah. So keep this in mind. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to get the... What's the actual site for Blank Space? Can somebody find that for me and put that in there? Because that'd be really cool. Yeah, the cam setup is going to get really... Thank you. Really appreciate that. The cam setup is going to be really cool because I'm going to be able to do a lot of different things. I have so many different scenes that I can flip through, whether it's going to be gaming or eventually, like if we can actually get permission to stream Gutted, I could have that playing on a screen and you guys could watch it from there. So I'm really excited. This is the stuff I like to do, play around with tech and stuff like that. There we go. Thank you, Bart. Bart, I knew it would be you. You're freaking awesome. Dude, solar fields, that's amazing.
Oh, General Foreman.
Yeah, cool. I love solar. I love solar so much. That's why I'm flying down to Us Plus a Bus very soon, because solar is like something I'm definitely passionate about. Have a lot of fun with it. But yeah, Bree, what do you think? Did we talk about what we wanted to talk about?
Guys, it's really hard for me to like keep up with like I'm reading your comments, but then I'm like hearing Devin just ramble, and so it's like I don't know where we're at really in the conversation.
I'm so rambling.
Because Devin was like, we're gonna hop on live and we are gonna talk about Starlink and like Starlink only, and I'm pretty sure we've covered like 50 different topics.
Yeah, that's how.
Since being on here.
I have not streamed before, Eddie. This is my first time doing a stream. I usually have a lot to say, and I have this. I have this really bad desire to make sure there's not like a second of silence.
Yeah,
so,
it's okay.
So that's why I like the rambling. But I do genuinely love to talk. So every time though that we do a live, I'll always have like some kind of base subject that I want to talk about. This time it was I wanted to talk about Starlink. I love Starlink. I think Starlink has like literally changed nomadic living forever. It literally has. That's the only reason that we're able to do this. That's why we're able to stream 2 cameras. Hopefully it all looks good and crispy to you guys. I don't actually know what the setup looks like to you, but hopefully everything looks pretty good. How much solar do we have? We have 2,000 watts of solar, and I wish I had even more. Limited on unlimited. Okay, so yeah, light dark. That's a good point. We can talk about that a little bit. That's not necessarily true, especially for everybody. In fact, I can pull up the email that they sent me. So Starlink is coming out with something that a lot of other providers already have, and it's been kind of the bane of our existence, and that is throttling limits. Now those throttling limits, I think what did you say, 1 terabyte a month limit or on unlimited? No, so it's not exactly true, because it's only for people that really, I'm not gonna say abuse, but they use a ton of data. Nathan, dude, thank you. Got that solar foreman money. Appreciate it, man. But
cheers.
It's cheer. Oh man, do I need to hold on?
Devin almost tripped over a cable. That was one of the cameras.
I'm building. Oh, did it do? Okay, I'm building a new gaming computer desk, so there's like cables everywhere. Cheers, Nathan. Thanks, buddy. Okay. So the real deal, though, is there are specific people that are using a ton of data, way more than normal, and so they're basically being put on a list of people that once they go over terabyte of data per month, they're going to be limited. It's just like AT&T is a really good example of it, because AT&T says that they'll throttle after 22 gigs. I've never personally been throttled. It's all about where you are. If you're in the middle of nowhere and there's no one else on the satellite, they're not going to restrict you after a terabyte, most likely. That's how AT&T did it. But there's a very good chance, if you're in a high density area and you're all sharing that same satellite, it's very, very likely that you're going to be tuned down, given a lower speed, once your 1 terabyte mark hits. Let me go see if I can find this email. Bree, keep them...
1 terabyte is just a few hours of HD video per day.
A few hours? No, that's a lot more than that. 1 terabyte is actually pretty big. Most movies are like, an HD movie is probably 3 gigs. Let's go.
Light Dark.
Yeah. I saw that. Go ahead and keep them entertained. I'll see if I can find this email for you guys real quick. I can get more.
What time did we hop on here, guys?
You have been throttled. Light Dark, are you near a city? Because that's usually the big indicator of if you're going to get throttled or not.
Peppers, you want to come up here?
Okay, here we go. So this is the actual letter from Starlink. I'll just share it right with you guys. To ensure our customer base is not negatively impacted by a small number of users consuming unusually high amounts of data, the Starlink team is implementing a fair use policy in the US and Canada. Based on your average data over the last 6 months, this policy will have no impact on your service if your usage patterns stay the same. So under this, customers will still receive unlimited data, but at the start of each month with priority access, it means their data usage will be prioritized during times of network congestion. So, again, this is for users that use an insane amount. It even says in mine that I am not one of those, but if my usage changes and I start to use a ton, then they're going to put me on, I would almost consider it like a blacklist. So if you're pulling a ton of data every month, you're going to be put on this, which I would say I do like download a ton of data. I think I downloaded the new Warzone. It was like 60 gigs or something just the other day on Starlink, but even I'm not a part of that because of my average data. So there you go. 31 minutes. Man, we were really doing it. It really does fly. I could talk for hours, guys, and I know you don't want to be a part of that. But yeah, so thanks for bringing that up, Light Dark, because that's a good point, a good thing to talk about. If you're thinking about Starlink and you use just an unimaginable amount of data every month, then you could be one of the unlucky few that ends up on a 1 terabyte. So I mean, it's not, what was it? Was it 22 gigs? Yeah, AT&T and Verizon, they throttle you at 22 gigs. So 1,000 terabytes. That's 1,000 gigs. That's still much, much larger. And I doubt highly that most of you use, even streaming quite a bit, I doubt you use a terabyte of data.
Come on, get up here.
What dog is that? Oh, that's a dog that we're babysitting right now.
Come on.
Where's this is Gustav, by the way.
Gustav.
Hi, Gustav. Hello. Yeah, that's Gustav.
Put him up here.
He's so cute. Get up here. Get up here.
Sometimes I think he thinks he can't make it.
Oh, he can do it.
Look at this cutie.
So True HD would be 1080 by 1920, if that's what you're talking about. 33 gigs a day. I mean, yeah, I guess if you watch a whole lot of TV, you could do it. I'm definitely not arguing. Where's your beer? Right here, buddy. Hey, Victor, what's up, man? My beer is right here. I mean, this is not that. I don't think you're allowed to like say that that's what it is, but it is that.
Oh, are you not allowed to say that?
I don't know. I always see people on streams be like, my adult beverage. So Archie's right here, just hanging out. Where's your beer? I got it in the fridge. Where you at, Victor? Had a beer waiting on you. It's ready to go. I hope you like hazies.
Drop your favorite beer in the comments, guys. What do we like to drink?
Yeah, is anybody else drinking, or is it just me here?
Oh, thanks, Liv. If you guys don't know, it's Rad Tech Week, and this is the week where we get to celebrate my career, so it's kind of fun.
This is where she gets to do whatever she wants, no consequences. Murder, pillaging,
No,
all of it.
At work, it's just like a week of fun. So I actually go in tomorrow through Friday, but we're having like a chili cook-off. We get to wear our favorite sports team t-shirts tomorrow.
Who's your favorite sports team?
The Rams, of course.
Do you have a Rams shirt still?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to wear like a Rams tee tomorrow to work, and they have just like some carry-in stuff going on and just some fun things planned for us this week.
Yeah, very cool. But yeah, I'll say just, I guess, one couple other things about the internet and the Starlink. That should settle it. I really doubt you're using more than 10 terabytes a month, and those are the users specifically that they're going after. People that use exorbitant amounts of data, not normal data usage. I would say gamers use some of the most data, other than like editors that work on a remote server and are downloading like 4K files constantly. Yeah, you're gonna be downloading 1 gig files and probably like thousands of them at a time. So that's a different monster entirely. But for most nomads, very few of us are actually gamers. So like the hardest thing that you'll be doing is streaming. You'll be streaming at probably 1080 by 1920, which is full HD. And I really doubt you'll be in that category. So don't worry about it. Like, but I download 4K for some movie. Yeah, that's great. You could still download and stream 4K, Light Dark. I really wouldn't worry about it. Light Dark, do you have...
What's up, Megan and Matt? They in the
Hey,
house.
Megan and Matt, what is up, guys? Thanks for celebrating Bree's birthday with us.
That was so fun.
But if you... Man, Light Dark, I don't know what to say, man. I've been doing this for a very long time. I've had Starlink for 6 months, and I know... Let's just see. Let's see if I can go in and see how much data... I've been downloading massive games. We stream quite a bit. I'm going to go into the app and see if it'll show like how much data we normally use. The Starlink app is incredible. And if you don't have it yet, one of the cool things you can do is you can actually use the app before you own it to like make sure it's going to work in your area. Obviously that doesn't work as well for nomads, but if you're in like a rural community, it's great because you can like see if you have a clear open
Bart
to the northern
just
sky.
spitting off the drinks.
Oh, Bart, a man after my own heart.
Yeah, if you're
I do
just
like some
joining,
Guinness.
we were just talking about beers just very briefly. So
Yeah.
drop your favorite beer in the comments. Love to know what y'all like to drink.
Brian, what's up, man? Brian literally comments on every single video, so I appreciate the hell out of you, Brian. Thanks for being here, man.
I thought I was going to miss this.
Yeah, no. We're just hanging out. We're talking probably for longer than we should have been, so I don't blame anybody if you like.
Yeah.
Just don't feel like you have to stay and hang out. But we're talking about Starlink and internet and just all the things that it can do, which is
And
great.
this was
Here we go,
not scheduled
statistics.
at all, so we were just like, let's go live, and then we just did it.
Yeah, I'm glad we did. It's super fun.
Oh, this dog is like.
I'm
typing.
trying to see if I can find like how much data we've used. Visibility, statistics. Oh, Archie, hello.
Archie is like.
Archie just needs to
what's
be
happening?
seen sometimes.
You wake up from your nap, bud?
No worries, bud. Hey, nothing wrong with that. You don't have to drink.
Okay, what?
Yeah,
Youngling is my go-to beer, but I'm open to try any. What is that?
What?
I've never even heard of that.
What is it?
Youngling?
Yingling?
How
Yeah,
do you even say that?
it's from Pennsylvania, right? Somebody tell me if that's right or not. All right, I'm gonna go look up. I'm going to Starlink.com to see if I can see how much data we actually use.
Megan and Matt said hi, Archie.
I don't think it's something I can figure out live, unless Bree, you really got to keep them. Got to keep them.
What are you trying to figure out?
Oh, okay. Megan and Matt. Damn, that's a great question. Okay. How is Starlink for YouTube uploads? It is terrible. It is awful. I don't know why, but it is so bad. The download is amazing, but when it comes to uploading anything, it's really bad. So that's why I think I'm going to make a new video soon, but that is one of my suggestions for people that are creators, is to make sure you keep a secondary internet just for uploading. Because for whatever reason, like my AT&T will be 10 times slower than Starlink. But when I go to upload a video, it literally takes 10 times longer on Starlink. So definitely keep that in mind. Yeah, I know. It is. It's a huge bummer. It's a huge bummer, especially if you upload all the time. It's kind of a downside, but I have like an insane loophole that I have a whole video on it. You can go check it out on like what I did early on for my internet, and I still use it today. There are better things that I could switch it out with, but I pay $20 a month for unlimited internet on AT&T. It's what I used until I found Starlink. It was really bad for gaming because like anytime there was 1 or 2 bars, it's just shit. That's just the truth of it. So Starlink with the AT&T, I don't think it could be better. Like I feel like I have the perfect setup. If one thing like Starlink gives me all my download, and then AT&T is really high upload, and for $20 additional per month, it's just like kind of a gimme. Yeah, it really is, Alyssa. It's so true. I don't know what the deal is, but my other setup cost I think $150 to get started and $20 a month. And I mean, this is the great thing about having the bus cam. I'll show you guys. Hang on.
You guys should come try my beer. What's your beer, Victor? Did I miss something?
Okay.
Or
I'm going to show them real quick. I'm going to show you guys my original. This is like so messy, so I'll apologize ahead of time. I have to see. Okay. So my original setup is this little guy right here. That's a 4G modem with just a SIM card. You can see I have full signal right now with just a little antenna on it. And this thing costs $150. The SIM card only costs $20 a month, and it's unlimited data on our plan. Then I have that hooked up to a router right here. Like my Starlink is literally just like thrown in here. I have so much organization to do. But that's plugged into a router, and that's how I get whole bus Wi-Fi off of that. Starlink is pretty much better in every way.
What are the upload speeds with Starlink? 5 or 10?
Yeah, about 5 to 10. It's a little all over the place. I've seen it as high as 15, but the upload speeds, like that's been the maximum.
The
5
cost,
to 10.
they kind of want it to be strong for both.
Yeah, I know. Paying the $135 a month, it should be able to do both download and upload. So I totally agree with that. But that you have to have room. Like you guys live in a van, so I think that is pretty much a big bummer that you just can't have space for all that. I have like an additional router, an additional modem, and the Starlink router, so it's a lot of space.
That setup with an antenna makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it really, even with the small antenna, it usually gives me at least like a bar or two different. But right now, like on my phone, I only have 2 to 3 bars, and then that thing has 5. We also have, what's the other internet thing that we have? The booster.
What do you mean?
The Reach? What's the WeBoost? We have a WeBoost too.
Oh, the WeBoost.
Yeah.
That's like, I forget that we have that because that was so long ago, and we never talk about it anymore.
Victor, dude, are you like wanting to be nomadic? Do you care about being a nomad? It's like tech's not interesting to everybody, but everybody wants internet. So, oh yeah, for sure. We'll do. You want to do? Talking to Eddie now. Us plus a bus. Are you wanting to do like both Starlink and an additional for like upload? Because I know you guys do YouTube a lot. We would get the updated version. I'm not suggesting that you guys go buy that now because newer versions have come out that like include Wi-Fi in the box, so it takes up even less space. And yeah, I know, Kels and Jay, I saw that you had that same setup. That was pretty sweet.
Mhm.
Oh, dude, come on, 96 Accord. Why do you have to do that to me? That's just hurtful. Getting 1,000 meg down and 20 up.
Yeah, but not
That's
a
crazy.
Nomad,
That's
though.
only 20 up. Yeah, I know.
That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, of course.
Like, our speeds and stuff and is going to be all over the place because we're...
This guy, us plus a
different
bus
places.
is going to have like the nicest, bougiest bus you've ever seen with like quartz countertops. It's just going to be,
Yeah?
yeah.
I don't know what you guys are all doing, so that's awesome.
It's going to be, everything's gold plated. Everything in the bus is real gold plated. With like
Wow.
diamond insets everywhere.
Stop.
It's just out of control. This guy just needs to calm down a little.
Almost
He's making us
had
look
me.
bad.
I was like, wait, what, really?
All that YouTube money.
The best of the best.
Can they just put like sponsored by YouTube on the side of the bus?
I mean, they're going to have their handle somewhere on there, I'm sure, so that's pretty much the same thing. Right?
Yeah. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I'm super excited to get some work done with them. I think we're both pumped. Well, unless you guys have any other questions, we've just been hanging out. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, so maybe kind of gearing back to the live, like,
Oh, thanks, Eddie.
Starlink and Snowdays in the bus. How many of you guys have done snow days in your vehicles? If you're nomad, tell us the time maybe of like when you did a winter in the bus or the van. Solid gold toilet all the way.
Solid gold toilet.
Yes, please.
Those are cheap,
I
right?
sit on a throne of gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I have any other... It's not very common, but I know there's some nomads that do it. Adventuring Robinsons, they like to hang out in Steamboat. They're massive skiers and snowboarders, right? Like he...
Who?
135, 96 Accord. Yeah, Adventuring Robinsons, they live in their rig in the full winter. So it's very possible. We've done it a couple times.
Brian, we don't know anything about
What is a snow?
T-Mobile.
Yeah. Snow days in Wisconsin. Yeah, did you guys...
Guys, that was
what?
magical. Your guys'
Yeah,
bus
Bree
in Wisconsin
really loved your
at the
guys' reels.
A-frame with Charlie and Nicole. That was so magical. Like,
Yeah, that's awesome.
loved that for you guys. Wish we were there.
3 days.
We did it for like 3 days.
Oh man, no.
Was
we
it really
we did
cold,
2
cold?
years.
Like brutally cold? Tell us
Yeah.
how cold it was.
Was it super cold or did it just look cold?
What is the snow you speak of? Oh yeah, Florida.
Oh, okay. No worry. Where are you at? No worries, bus. Like, how cold does it get? I think the coldest. I know the coldest we ever got in the bus was -30 with wind chill. So I think it was -20 before wind chill, and that was the year that Chicago got down to -60 with wind chill, and that was like 2 hours away from us.
It was brutal.
So yeah, it was really bad.
I don't know if Devin
I
said
know.
this earlier. We had like, I don't know, like an inch at least thick of ice in our shower pan.
Oh yeah.
Like we had taken a shower, like the water was running, but then like
Oh, my
overnight
God.
the water in the shower pan like froze.
We're gonna have a whole video about like the horror stories of bus life, so that I can scare some people away from doing this, because
28 to 35.
like,
Oh, you guys, that's not even bad.
yeah, that's not bad. That's what it is right now. Hey Google, what's the temperature in Bend, Oregon?
The current temperature in Bend is 30 degrees.
30 degrees right now.
Wind conditions, it feels like it's 20.
Feels like
it's
20. Okay. So it feels like 20 with wind chill. I mean, this isn't even cold to us, honestly. It starts getting cold when it's like in the teens or in the single digits.
Oh yeah, the diesel heater will just heat
Maryland
you out.
doesn't get
so
that cold?
I'm glad you guys have that.
Wow, that's crazy. I thought Maryland would be brutal. Yeah, I assume New York.
All
I
the
know
horror
it's way too
stories.
cold. Does the
Okay.
Northeast not get very cold?
Northeast.
I know the Maine gets like smashed, right?
Oh, it has to.
I thought it got like ridiculously cold in the Northwest, the Northeast. I mean, 2020. I remember that. I remember that. No worries. That was when the whole power grid was failing because nobody knew what the hell to do when it gets cold in Texas. It was like the whole.
Oh yeah.
At least from like the outside perspective, we were all like, "Dude, Texas is burning to the ground because it
Yeah.
got to like 20 degrees."
Northeast gets freezing. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, yeah. 75 here.
75. What?
Must be nice.
Bree's gonna be so upset. Bree's gonna
Maryland
be so
is
upset.
not the Northeast.
Around Baltimore. Okay. It's not? Where's Maryland then?
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Well, Maryland.
Okay, yeah, I think that's the thing. Like Virginia, Maryland, like what are they considered?
Yeah. Is that?
'Cause
I guess Virginia is
For
like the
us,
South
I
somehow,
think
but that's
we
confusing
think it's like
to
the
me.
Northeast, but I totally understand that it's not. But like, no, we just don't know. Is it the South?
We,
Midwest.
I think Virginia and West Virginia say they're the South, but like I think if you look on the map, it's still like more north than, I don't know. Maybe it's just like the curvature of the Earth. It looks like it. Yeah, right. Light, dark. Real van lifers. Real hashtag van lifers
lifers?
need to head to Baja for the winter.
Hey, I would love to live in a van, so.
Dude, it's so true. We will definitely be heading down to Baja. Just not for like the comfort of it, but because like it's a huge community movement essentially it's going to be happening this year.
New Jersey, New York.
And so that's super exciting. Yeah, I saw that, Nathan. That was kind of why they were having an issue. They didn't have the option to borrow power from like a nearby state. Like I know especially a lot of the Midwesterner states, they share and exchange a lot of power. I think Indiana is like a big producer, but Nathan, you would know 1,000 times more than all of that than I would. Yeah, okay. So you're saying Pennsylvania, New Jersey, that would be like northeast. That makes sense.
It's just
yeah.
weird though, right? Has anyone else felt like that? Because like when we were in Virginia, we were kind of just like, what is it considered?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's all east of us. We're Midwest, so like from the Midwest, it feels like you're either
Yeah.
southeast or south or northeast, right? It feels like everything is, I don't know. We're like smack dab in the middle of it all.
My senior year.
Man, that's crazy.
But when we were in Virginia, I thought it was funny because everyone, when we would say we were from Illinois, everyone would think, oh, the West. Like, they thought we were West. And I was like...
Midwest.
I mean, yeah, we're west of you guys, but we are definitely not out west. Like,
not at all.
These people that we met, I feel like they probably never left Virginia in their lives.
70 degrees. It's been 70 degrees in Illinois, though, too, right now.
Okay.
So to be fair,
Illinois
Kels and
is
Jay, I don't think
bipolar.
you're alone with that. 96 Accord asks, how much did the Starlink equipment cost? Is it the same for everyone? Yes. Okay, 96 Accord. I would really recommend that you go check out my Starlink video. I think there's some good information in there. A couple things have changed, but I'll give you like the quick synopsis of it. Synopsis? That's not right. I'll give you the summary of it. And the summary is that it costs the same for everyone. There was a price increase 6 months ago. I believe it's $6.99 now to start the equipment, which is quite a bit. But that's your router, your satellite, and all the cables. It is the easiest thing to hook up. Literally, you plug it into the wall, you plug that into the router, and then you plug the cable from the satellite to the router, and it does the rest itself. It's super cool. So $6.99 and then $110 if you're not moving. The problem is it's gotten really popular, and so if you need a bit of a loophole to actually buy it because it's like too saturated in your area, there is a way to do it, but then you have to pay extra because you'll have to order it from like a different area and then ship it to your house. Watch the video though if you're interested in getting Starlink and it's like too congested in your area. It doesn't mean you can't get it, it just means you have to do an extra step. Yeah, it's not technically winter yet. It definitely feels like it here. It snowed today. It's gonna snow, I think. Is it snowing the rest of the week? Bree?
What?
Is it snowing the rest of the week too, I think?
I don't think so, actually. It was just supposed to snow today, and then I think sunny the next 2 days.
How's the stream quality? I can't believe you guys are still here. Why are you still here? Why are you still here right now? What are you doing? Don't we have anything better to do with our night? No, we don't. We're gonna sit right here, drink our hazy,
Yep.
sit by the fire
Well, I'm drinking tea.
that I need to stoke. Of course you're drinking tea.
Yeah.
Oh, the fire went out.
Oh, no.
Oh man, they do have an RV package, Nathan. So the pricing goes $110 if you're in one area, residential area, but that means that you have to have been approved in your area. Because it's, again, the congestion. And then the other package is the RV portability, which is $135, an additional $25 on the $110 base package. Again, it's like really expensive to begin, but not bad afterwards. You know, I'm curious because this is
Thanks,
upload speed,
everybody.
and it's saying it looks really good.
Everyone wants to hang out, and the quality of the stream is great.
That's great.
Really love the feedback because that truly helps. So,
Yeah, for sure. We want lots of feedback.
Thank you.
So, for your guys' information, FYI, I am going to be starting game streams at some point. And I do not expect everyone to be interested. I feel like these are like two separate audiences. But I'd like to do the same thing. I'd like to have Bree hanging out, maybe with a Pomeranian, maybe with Archie. Who knows?
Should we keep him? Yeah, let's start a poll.
Bree, no, don't do this.
Should we keep this pup or no?
We really like this pup, but we live in a bus. Okay, let's tell a story about the pup.
The story about the pup?
We have just a little bit of a story.
Real quick.
And you guys can weigh in because it's a bit of a moral dilemma, if I'm being honest. Nicholas, I will remember your question, and I'm gonna get to you in just 1 second. I do love my feedback
Bye,
part.
High Drive.
You already know
Thanks
it.
for hanging out.
Yeah, bye, High Drive, dude. Totally get it. Thanks for hanging out so much. So the story about the dog, real quick. This is Gustav. Let's see him.
This is Gustav.
Hi, this is Gustav. Nathan, you do not have to ask any question you want.
Thanks for
I'll
clearing
answer it
that
for
up.
free, but I'll take a drink for that.
Nathan.
Thank you.
Cheers.
I kind of do mean dog nap him, and not that we did. So the full story, and again, help me weigh in morally, like what we should do here.
It's definitely an option to keep him. This is for
It is an
real.
option.
We're not just joking. They've kind of asked us if we would like to have him.
I know. Somebody shaved his head, and that's part of the reason that he's not with his original owners. Okay, so the story goes like this. The property that we're on, we said that we're on a hip camp earlier. So we stay on a hip camp, and the lovely property owner, her name is Andy, she basically has a ranch out here. We're in a horse pasture right now. There's a horse like right on the other side, and sometimes there's a horse out here with us.
That sounds terrible.
I know. It sounds like some country bumpkins.
It's actually a really beautiful area, and
we love it so much.
I'm happy to be in this horse pasture.
Yeah, we're lucky to be in this horse pasture. So she owns this horse pasture, and a few horses. And one of her previous jobs, she ran a dog kennel, a very successful business.
All the dogs, yes.
Yeah, and so taking care of dogs was like something she did for a long time. So post her business, because of a divorce, all of that like went away, but she still like stayed in the business of like rescuing. So oftentimes there are like random dogs here that she shelters or homes until they can like find homes. And this one is a special case because this pup reportedly has been taken from its parents 17 times. That's literally the number that she gave me and said that's a real...
taken from the parents?
Yes. The police showed up and took it 17 times because of abuse, neglect, being left in a vehicle for multiple days. And so basically there was I hope there's no way they're watching, right? That would be awful.
Oh no.
So essentially the dog was liberated, we'll say. Does that word work?
Yes.
The dog was liberated because there's nothing. A dog is property. It has no rights. Like when it comes to law, like unless you're abusing it to the point where you can see bone and stuff. If it's the person's dog, they're gonna continue to give it back, especially if it's neglect and you can't actually see there's something wrong with it. So the neglect was going on for like a really long time, and somebody, I'm not gonna say it was her, somebody procured the dog to get it out of that situation. So she's a great person.
He needs the love.
And yeah, the dog needs all the love.
Liberated, laughing.
But
yeah, is that not crazy though?
Yeah.
Like someone can make a report about dog abuse 17 times and then like still nothing happens. The dog just gets to stay with the owner. That's just how it works. If it's a child, person. I mean, you guys know how even with children, it's really difficult, but it's much more difficult with a dog because they're considered property. So you can keep doing really, really shitty stuff to a dog. And I'm sure they probably like cared about it in some weird way, but not in the way that is important. Yeah, and this dog is so sweet. Like you would never know, I don't think, that it's been abused because it's just so
sweet,
loving and like playful and fun, and like it hasn't showed like any signs of like, I don't know.
All right, Light Dark, hit the showers, man. Thanks for hanging out.
It's sad, but
Victor will take the dog. Yeah, I know. We're babysitting it for the night, but
He's
we
in a better place
genuinely
now.
want it, and we are the worst. We're like the millennial image that you think of whenever you're like millennials that treat dogs like kids. That's us. Like
Although
Archie
our cat
has
is
the
not
best life.
having it.
Where's she at?
She's
Oh, she's fine.
she's in her
She's
bed.
chilling.
But Tillo, our
Yeah, I
cat,
can't either.
has like hissed and like clawed and not been very nice to this dog so far. So
That's fair though, because the dog did chase her all around the horse pasture for like a very long time.
that's because
Okay.
they're the same size and he just wants to play.
Take the dog and run. I think you guys are right. I don't know. We should really think about it, because I was talking about like Bree wanted to get another pup, and I can talk about the story of Archie, but I definitely do not want to do. I want to do a rescue, and I don't really like to overuse the word rescue, but in this case, like, he was liberated from the other family, and so he just needs a good house, and I think we can do that.
Remember when your cat lost your 50 bucks?
Kelsey, you shut up right now. I do not want to think about that.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I'm going to go back really quick because I saw some people had some questions about Starlink. Yeah. 96 Accord. I'm coming back for you, baby. Another question. 2 streaming cameras
coming
at
back for you,
1080
baby.
output or upload. That doubles the upload, but it looks fine. Yes. Okay, so kind of. It doesn't actually do two 1080 streams. It compresses it into one image, and that one image will then be 1080. So technically, this other image is 1055 by 9 or 593, and I don't know what my large image is, but I can see that stuff like through OBS that I'm using.
Nathan!
What? What are you doing? Oh my gosh! I promise you, Nathan, on my
Keep it
word.
coming.
No, that will go to buy him some toys and treats on Nathan,
Oh
legitimately.
my gosh,
And I think we should do a
seriously.
follow-up stream, and we're literally gonna like have a Christmas event for him and Archie, and like we'll have just a big old pile of toys and treats.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Yeah, it'd be really nice. Thank you, Nathan.
Thanks so much.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
Cheers again. We
My
can cheers
goodness.
all night, guys.
I'm gonna get drunk off Nathan here. I can't quit you, Nathan. I just can't quit you. All right, Alyssa Nash. Hey guys, how does Starlink do for your gaming? My boyfriend and I are planning our build, and he's a huge gamer, so would love to get your feedback. Sorry if it's already answered the question. No, not at all. We actually haven't talked that much about gaming because I don't think there's like a lot of gamers specifically in this audience. So gaming, yes. I've been gaming like really freaking well on Starlink, especially lately. It was an issue I had early on with the latency being like kind of out of control. You could tell that every time a satellite, because you know these ones they move. They're LEO satellites, which means low Earth orbit. So they do actually orbit. Some of the other ones stay stationary in one spot. And what that meant for gaming is that every time a satellite would move, you would go from connecting to this one to the next one, and you would see like a huge drop in your latency and connection, and sometimes get booted from games. But lately, it seems like they fixed that problem. I don't know if they've just put a lot more satellites in the air or not, but I don't notice that connection happening, at least here in Oregon where I am. Gaming's been awesome. My latency has been down all the way to like 30 ping, and I know like only the nerds will really care about that. But yeah, it's been really, really good. I've been playing Modern Warfare 2, and I've been like going positive most of the time because latency means everything when you're doing like gaming in that way. So yeah, 96 Accord, you said what game? Yeah, Modern Warfare 2. I've been playing. I will be playing Warzone 2 absolutely. At some point I would like to start a Discord where you guys can all talk together, and when I'm there I could all talk together as well.
Oh my gosh, these
Like, I
dogs
love
are
that.
taking
What?
over this.
Oh
computer.
my gosh. Okay, how do we not have bus cam on that, Bree? You gotta be working bus cam on this. Are you kidding me right now?
Look
What
at
is
these
happening?
puppers.
What is happening?
They're so cute.
This is ridiculous.
Archie's just up here though because he's jealous.
Oh yeah.
So
Archie gets so jealous. Oh.
that we'll have to figure out.
Guys, it's gonna be bad because at one point my inner child that always wanted to be like a Twitch streamer is just gonna like sit here with you guys all day, and I'm just gonna see who's just gonna hang out for like an entire day. My dream is eventually I will have memberships, and I want to do a stream where like each membership makes the stream go longer, where we just do like a 24-hour
Oh,
stream.
thanks,
It's all ridiculous. What did he
Good
say?
things happen to good people.
Thank you. I mean, dude, really appreciate you. Oh, wow. Advent calendar for dogs.
I know. Is that not so cool? Okay, guys,
That's
we don't have a
ridiculous.
Costco membership. Should we get one
don't.
just
We
for
don't.
that?
Maybe. Just for the Advent calendar? I could do that.
You have
But
to
yes,
do it.
I'll be doing, like, gaming and stuff in the very near future. Because Rolling with Ophelia is... they're coming here. I don't know if you guys know them. They've done,
Oh,
like...
you should have told them.
What? I shouldn't have told them?
No.
Oh.
Surprise guest. Not anymore.
We have a surprise guest. Rolling with Ophelia are coming, and he's another one of the very few like mobile gamers. So we're gonna be doing some stuff together that I'm like really excited about. Probably making a lot of content. But basically, the whole point is though to make like to let people know that there are other people out there that are actually doing this. It's a real thing. You can game and be mobile, and there's a space for everybody. And so I think like we just want to help create that space, create a space where people can come and just hang out. We can talk the bus. We can talk Starlink. We can talk wood stove. I don't really care. I just want to hang out, talk, have a space for people to just exist. Because that's what I feel like I always needed, you know?
See you later. No worries, bus.
All right. Bye, guys.
Sleep well.
Huge chance of another Falcon 9 rocket. Dude, that would be sick.
Oh, that's cool.
I would absolutely love that. Alyssa says that we have to keep the little fella.
Where you
and thinks-
going?
yeah, anytime you need
His
feedback,
name is
we would love.
Gustav. For those of you who don't know
Yeah.
or didn't hear that.
Oh, Gustav, where you going, buddy? Here's Gustav on the bus cam. I just need to get a thing that literally says like bus cam.
He definitely
Right
makes
there.
himself right at home. So
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
That was never a problem.
Booty, booty, booty.
I wish it had some
booty.
image stabilization though. It's a little all over the place. There we go. What do you think, babe? Maybe we should wrap this up soon. I did meet Trent. I was hoping to like click with him a lot more. Honestly, if I'm just being like really transparent, I really like the dude and what he's doing. He's been gaming as well for a while and streaming and stuff like that. So it is cool to know that there are people in the space doing it and doing it right. That guy makes incredible YouTube videos. If you want to watch somebody like doing gaming and stuff the right way and entertaining YouTube videos, go check him out. I also wanted to take a chance that if there's anybody in here that is not subscribed to People in the Lineup and Live, take this opportunity, go subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Regretless. Make sure you're subscribed to Bart Berg. Make sure you sub to Regretless. Like, these are all amazing channels putting out great content every single week, and they deserve a sub. Like, they're really putting a lot of effort, a lot of work into this, which is really fun.
Us plus a bus. Go subscribe
Do you still have a use for other non-Starlink?
to them.
Yeah, Nicholas, I do. I talked about it a little bit. It's specifically for uploads or the big time that I use it, or if Starlink has a downtime, which has happened before. It's not that unusual, especially with something as new as Starlink, where it's just like dropped out for half a day out of nowhere. So having a backup internet is important because even our AT&T has gone down for a day. There's no guarantee that any internet source is always going to be there, and it just depends on how important internet is for you. If you're working a job that's remote and you have to have internet every single day, and you're mobile, yeah, I would probably suggest 2 forms of internet. If not, if it's just like I like it so I can stream Netflix every once in a while, don't worry about it. Not that big of a deal. But since we upload, since I like to game, if the internet's down for a day, like that really sucks. Let's see. Put a GoPro on. I know that'd be amazing. All right. Bye, Mom. Love you.
Yes. Subscribe to us.
Absolutely subscribe to Us Plus a Bus. No question.
If you enjoy inconsistency.
If there's one thing, I was just thinking earlier today, if there's one thing I love, it's inconsistency. And that's why I love Eddie so much. No, I'm totally kidding. We're just as inconsistent. We didn't post last week. We're the worst.
Love Bart's vegan.
Oh, yes,
video.
right. If you really are into veganism, you should follow Bart. He does the best tips and tricks in vegan recipes. So you can go follow his channel to really get enlightened in a vegan way, I guess you could say.
Alyssa Nash, thank you so much.
So funny.
by far the most interactive influencers out here.
Thank you, Alyssa. I don't know.
Excited for more content. I love it.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. It's good to hear sometimes because if I'm being like really transparent, this stuff is hard. Really hard, and it takes a lot of work, a lot of time to like get to any meaningful level to like actually be making money. But even more than making money, like when you create something, when you take time, like when you take a week to edit a video and you like really pour everything into it, it can be a little soul crushing.
Yeah.
Whenever like, you know, it feels like the algorithm's working against you, but it's not true. It's just you need to get better at making videos, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get better and better as we go along, and we will if we stick with it. Thankfully, again, I have like an amazing group of other creators to like bounce this stuff off of, because it's not a lonely place. Like we all feel like this at some point, but yeah, we're all in it together.
Love it.
What do you think, babe? You think we should shut it down soon?
Yeah,
I could do
so
this all night. I
talked
have a
about-
problem.
We talked about Starlink, and then
I have
we
a
started
problem.
hitting the points of like living in the bus and
Yeah.
frigid temps. Do you guys have
Mhm.
any more questions about winter in the bus and what it's like for us? And then
Keep talking trash. What do you mean, Bart? I was trying to support your channel, man. He says I was talking trash. I was just like, I really like his vegan recipes. That's all.
have a huge fan from Canada. Hey, from Canada. Thanks for being here, you guys. That's awesome. We cannot wait to explore Canada.
Yeah, so pumped.
But for me, I keep saying I want to downsize. If you really know me, you guys know that I'm so itching for a new build, a smaller build. And that includes like once we are in a smaller build, we can travel, I think, to Canada and Alaska and like those places faster and less stressful, I think, in a smaller rig. So
Yeah,
looking
it
forward
is.
to that
It
one
is.
day.
Okay, so there's something to talk about. I know there are a lot of nomads in here. How many of you are over 30 feet?
Over what? Oh,
Over 30 feet. Like, how many of these rigs are over 30 feet?
I immediately went to height. I don't know why. I just was like, why did you ask the people?
No,
if they're
oh my gosh.
taller
Who's
than
taller
30
than 30 feet? Which one of you? Show me a man. 30 feet or more.
Oh my gosh, my brain.
Yes, Alyssa. We definitely have had issues with both. Not with our actual freshwater tank. Bye, Kelson J. Yeah, I hope we'll be there too. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I would happily travel with you guys anytime. You'll have me, Megan, Matt.
But Alyssa asked about freezing water.
I'm only 5 feet.
We did talk.
Same.
We did talk about it like really early on. But yeah, we've had even our gray water freeze because you have to have like an S trap. Or not an S trap, a P trap. S traps are actually against code now. But you have to have a P trap, and it obviously it does some kind of a curve so that gas won't come up and water will block it. But since we had to do it for our shower, and our shower is at ground level, that means that S trap or P trap, damn it, that P trap has to be outside the bus. So we have to find a way to make sure that we can heat it, because all of our plumbing runs to the gray are like super short, and they usually like self clear because all of our P traps are in the bus so that they stay defrosted. But our shower P trap will freeze because it's outside, and it will plug up the whole shower. Bree said it earlier. We had like an inch of frozen water in our shower before, and I just said screw it and showered anyway, which is a terrible idea. Don't do anything that I do, but especially
we
not
have
that.
anything from 21 to 40 feet in the house. So.
Oh, you're 40 foot, Brian. Wow. Okay. So where I was going with that
Oh, nice, Nathan.
was anybody that has like a larger bus, you know of the stress that doesn't even feel like stress. It's like you can drive 6 hours and like not a thing went wrong. Everything was perfect. There was no traffic. There was hardly any hills. Like everything was good. And by the time you're done, your hands are like glued to the steering wheel, because no matter what, there's so much stress of driving something that big, even when it doesn't feel like it. I can feel my leg muscles and everything like so tensed up and seized. It's stressful. That's the point. It's stressful. Even if it doesn't feel that bad, it's still a little bit stressful. So.
And we just move slow, and I just want to be able to like
front
jump
row
in our
center.
rig and go.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to worry about size at all. And I just think a smaller.
Bree worries about size a lot.
I do. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Got her.
Stop. But as opposed to bus, I could totally tell y'all settling somewhere, or see y'all settling somewhere, and in the bus, and then have the van for quick getaways. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Dude, front row center. Less than a month when they close their house date. Wow. Using a dehumidifier, like what do you do and how many? Okay. Man, that's actually a great question.
What's the question? Do you have any info for dehumidifier?
Yeah, okay, so I don't have info on a dehumidifier. Let me change my focus there. There we go. I don't have information on a dehumidifier, but I do know that that's important and stuff that we've been thinking about a lot. Is like most houses, you don't have a central air system, so you don't have air filtration. And I think it's like a huge thing that's lacking in a lot of bus builds is like you don't really consider quality of air, especially when you're in Oregon. And like there are a lot of fires during fire season, which is like late summer.
See you Sunday, Alyssa. See you later.
Bye, Alyssa. Yeah, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Literally, please, everyone go anytime. I'm just hanging out,
We're
just
just
having
hanging
fun,
out.
just talking, just hanging out, man. Just having a good old time.
Dude, relax. Tons of information, even though I'm not a nomad.
Where was I?
You were talking about the dehumidifier situation.
Okay. Yes, I really think that that's something that needs to be given a lot more attention, is like keeping proper humidity and air quality inside of buses.
Oh,
I've been... Go ahead.
Liv, tell us more if you have experience with the dehumidifier.
Oh, nice. So typically a dehumidifier won't matter for us since we're like west. We just need to make sure like with the wood stove when we're burning it, it gets super dry in here. So we'll just like put a thing of water on top of it, let it boil off. That usually works pretty well to make sure we like maintain humidity.
Well, and then in the winter, the 2 winters we did in Illinois, we did not have a diesel heater. Can we talk
Yeah.
about that for a
Yeah.
second? We did not even have our diesel heater. We only had the mini split as a heat source in the very back that cannot reach up front. And then we had the wood burning stove, and those were our only 2 heat sources. And and then we had the propane heater, the Mr. Buddy. Has anyone used a Mr. Buddy heater? We had that as our third backup
Sitting in the
heater.
middle of the bus
Yeah.
with a 20-pound tank inside of our bus. Also don't do that.
Yeah, that was not fun.
Yeah.
Those were not good days. But that, like, the propane heater and the wood burning stove, it kind of like balanced each other out, right? Like the dry heat versus like
Yeah.
wet heat.
So
I guess.
if you guys don't know, which you probably do, propane, one of its what's the word I'm looking for? One of the products of burning propane is water vapor. So it will literally add water to the air as it burns as a byproduct of the propane burning. So propane will add and then the wood stove will take away. So if you're burning a propane source and a wood source, they usually kind of balance out. But you just get like a really simple, like, it is not 79 in here. But you just get like a really simple monitor. This is not the best. I'm not like trying to sell you on anything. But this shows we're like 27%.
Mr. Buddy was sketch.
Yeah, having a 20-pound tank is not like a good idea. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's, I don't know if it's illegal, but you just shouldn't do it. But yeah, so we're at 27% humidity, which is really good because the outside humidity is higher than normal because it gets wet in Oregon during like late fall, winter. But I think I don't know. That's a good place to be, and it tells you if it's too high or too low.
Read Liv's comments, you guys.
Liv, yeah.
That's very helpful. Thanks for responding.
Oh, nice. 80% humidity, yeah.
We love our diesel heater. Highly, highly recommend it if you don't have
Dang.
one and you're planning on traveling in cold temps. It's such a game changer.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And tell them which one we have, because ours was actually really inexpensive. I know there's a lot of diesel heater companies out there.
Yeah.
And ours was cheap and very effective, and we've had
I can
zero
talk
issues.
all about diesel heaters. There's one person that can talk about them much better. There's multiple people that can talk about them much better. But Chuck Cassidy is amazing. He knows everything about everything, it seems like, especially
He
for
said add it
bus.
to his list.
So definitely check him out. But diesel heaters are incredible. The prices have gone down so much. From what I know, there was a patent that expired. Usually it's S-Bar and Webesto are the 2 companies that make like they're semi heaters. What they are, they tap into the diesel tanks and heat the trucks overnight, the like cab sleeping area. And so the patent expired, and instead of being $1,200 to $2,000, they're now about $150, and they are crazy efficient. They're so good, so cheap, and so now, unfortunately, with the prices of diesel like going up quite a bit, it's more expensive now than it was before. But it's still like so efficient that we fill up one little tank because we didn't tap into our diesel tank. We should have. But since we're at like one spot for long periods of time, it's a little more difficult because we will eventually drain that over time. So I kind of like the idea of having an auxiliary tank. Alyssa says, totally adding the diesel heater to my buy list. Oh my gosh, yes. You need, add 2. If you have a big bus over 30 feet, add 2. I'm not even kidding. Add 2 of them.
I mean, essentially, it kind of just depends on what heat source you're wanting. Like, I would say the wood-burning stove is awesome because it heats fast, but it's also very, like, aesthetically appealing. So if you're the kind of girl that wants to drink your coffee or your hot cocoa and, like, curl up on the couch by a actual fire, then that's perfect.
It's a vibe for sure.
But it's not, like, the easiest, obviously. You have to chop wood to a certain size. You have to stoke the fire. It doesn't, you know, burn all night, so... But the diesel heater, if you just went diesel heater for your heat source, I mean, it's so easy, and it will heat you out. So. And
the problem with the wood stove is a lot of people have had trouble getting insured with them. Hi, Archie. What is it, buddy?
$5.49 a gallon.
It's the same here.
It's the same.
It's the same price here. But a lot of people have had problems getting insured with the wood stove. We didn't, luckily. But sometimes just seeing a wood stove or a rooftop deck is enough for them to be like, no, we're not dealing with that risk. So, yeah, I would say diesel heater all the way.
What about us guys, LOLJK?
Oh, yeah, I know. You're down in Florida. You don't need anything. I mean, hey, a diesel heater for you guys would be nice to have just in case it gets a little chilly one night.
Yeah, for sure.
It's one, but here. Again, bus cam. Bus cam. So there you go. There's the control panel. I just hit that on button, and then it's good to go. And that's all there is to it. You just hit on, no stoking a fire. All you have to do is make sure your diesel tank stays full. It's pretty amazing. Where do you store wood for the wood stove? Check it out.
We built a little wood storage right underneath our stove.
Right there. I love this extra cam so much. Let's see. What else? Front row center. Hey, no need. Don't feel like you need to make a donation. We're just glad that you guys are here, just hanging out.
Alyssa, I saw that you're a travel phlebotomist.
Oh,
That's
cool.
I don't know if you know, I'm a travel X-ray technologist. Don't know if you knew that or not. So that's what like keeps us on the road full time is my job.
Yep.
We travel in the bus full time, and I do travel X-ray for work. Having best of both worlds wouldn't be bad either.
No way. You got the Lavanier. What, I forget what it's called. Lavaner Pro. Dude, that's amazing.
Lavaner?
Yeah, Lavaner.
That's a weird word.
It is a weird word. So this was something I just learned from Charlie because he is the pro. Lavaner is a company supposedly founded by some of the members that worked for S-Bar, which is like the bigger German company that makes. What's up, Paul?
Hello
Welcome in, Paul.
England.
So yeah, the Lavaner, the big thing that it has is quality parts, number 1, and number 2, auto elevation auto elevation settings. So it can detect, I suppose, that whenever you go up in elevation, it changes the amount of fuel to air ratio, so that way you don't like burn lean. This one here, if we go up any higher than we are now, we're at like 3,000 feet elevation. If we go up higher, we have to start adjusting it based on, so, you know, there's less oxygen in the air when you're up higher in elevation. So, yeah.
Connecticut. That's awesome, Alyssa. I'm working for Arius.
Oh, sick, 96 Accord. Well, that's dope, man. I'm super excited. I will be game streaming soon with Rolling Ophelia. Nick from there, he does it.
Good night, 96 Accord.
It was only $220. Wow.
Thanks for the Starlink info.
They sell that for much more. If you go to their like normal site. How much diesel does it burn on average? Okay, So typically we keep it on the lowest setting because it just gets really hot. It does have a thermostatic control. So I set it to like 68 degrees and let it run. And so I would say typically, this is like a weird way to show this, but if the tank is this big by this wide by that, that'll probably last us 4 days. So I would say less than a gallon per day is what it burns on the lowest. We haven't tested it on like the coldest of nights, and I want like a bigger tank because it's just not viable for like a really long time. But we'll see. I'd like to do a video on that, like seeing how much fuel it actually burns. Maybe even if it's just a reel. If you guys don't know, we actually have like quite a following on Instagram. That's where we do a lot of our video content over there. We have 110,000 on Instagram. So if you don't follow us, go follow us because I think we make some like really funny, engaging, and informational videos, and we would love you guys to be part of that audience over there.
Show the doggos.
I don't know, babe. I think it might be time to start wrapping it up. I don't want to. I could be here all night. I really love this.
The doggos are playing, and they play actually really well together for anyone
Yeah.
that was concerned. Archie just gets jealous when I'm loving on the other dog more.
Yeah.
If you're not petting Archie, then he has an issue.
Here, turn that over there. What do you think, Bree? I think we should wrap it up. We have other things to do, and this was like all so last minute, but I've loved it.
This
I've
was
loved
fun,
hanging out with
guys.
you guys. I want to do a lot more of these. In the future, it will be structured, but I don't know. I kind of like just hanging out too. Hopefully that was okay for you guys. I love talking tech. I love talking gaming, Starlink, bus life. So
Hopefully we answered your guys' questions on Starlink and how we stay warm in the bus. If you guys have any more questions or comments about those topics, leave them below. Obviously, like, you can comment on this later too if you have any questions, and
true.
we'll get back.
I mean, yeah, if there are any last minute questions, we'll give you guys one last second just to see if anything comes through.
Thanks,
But-
Liv. I don't know. I was so nervous about doing this because it's just like, what are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? Like, I feel like things have to be set up a certain way for us to do this, but the reality of it is, it's just like, just go live. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's
really fun.
hanging out with you guys. So,
That's a good question. Does the heat from your wood burner affect the monitor at all? All right, this is going to be the last question we answer before we go.
let's do it.
No. It is never, I get this question a ton. Look, we're camera to camera now. So that's where my camera is. There's where you guys are. So my monitor is right here. Wood stove is here. I know it doesn't seem like that much separation, especially the desk. But since heat travels up, it has never even gotten like too hot to touch. It's always been just fine. All the heat goes up. And plus, you
We
see
have
this
the
little
fan.
fan? That fan is amazing. It's an eco fan. It just works off of the heat, and it pushes the heat away from all of the more sensitive electronics. So that's just kind of how we do it, guys. All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Let's give you Bree one more time.
Everybody.
We're gonna say bye. Really appreciate it. Had a lot of fun. Yeah, I can't wait to do this again. I don't know why we were so nervous to do this in the beginning.
Yeah. I hope everyone's staying warm if you're in a
Yeah.
cold climate. We're loving that we are finally have the wood burning stove going, so.
Oh, it's Caleb from Champaign. What's up, dude? The Gaming Hut. That's awesome. All right, well, thanks for joining. We'll see you guys next time. Special thank you to
Hey.
Nathan. I almost said Nathaniel, but Nathan. Oh, thanks so much, guys, and we will see you next time.
See you guys.
Peace.
Bye.